you're going to have theaters of young kids across the country, in particular, black and brown kids looking at themselves on screen.
Oh, yeah.
Has that landed? Or where has that landed with you?
Yeah.
Where does that reside with you right now?
Wow. Well, honestly, first of all, I just feel overjoyed. I just feel so grateful. And when I see the children and the babies and their reactions to even just the teasers and the trailers, that's all they've seen so far.
Right.
It's like this immense feeling, like overwhelmingly beautiful feeling within me that is almost healing to the inner child in me. That it's validating that these children are seeing themselves and finding out that they deserve to be in spaces like this. And I don't know, I'm just grateful to see it, and it makes me emotional, of course, but yeah.
It is so good. It is so
Thank
good.
you.
It makes me curious, though. What was your first memory, your first introduction to The Little Mermaid? I imagine
Yes.
you watched as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever have dreams of being Ariel one day?
So the crazy thing is, I've always loved Ariel ever since I was a little girl.
Right.
But I never in a million years thought I would play her, like, in a live-action film. Like, no. It's like, you know how you love, like, it's your favorite Disney princess, but you don't think, like, in a million years. Like, no way. So, and I was just saying this earlier, it's because somebody asked me if there was, like, a younger version of me, and they would have told the younger version that you're going to be Ariel.
Right.
I would have been like, child, please. Next. Like, you're lying. So it's really surreal and beautiful to see. Yeah, I'm just grateful for that.
It's incredible.
Thank
I mean,
you.
you did an incredible job. People keep talking to me about and asking me about what it feels like to be alive in this time where we're seeing so many of the barriers that we believed were real being broken.
Yes.
And because I get to be close to people who are breaking them,
Yes.
how I might be interpreting that. And I'm gonna instead just ask you, when you think about you playing her, right? Like it is real now, right?
Yes.
What does it feel like to know? You know what I mean?
Yes. It feels immense. It feels very big.
It feels big.
It feels very big. And, you know, especially today. Like, today is the kickoff of everything. Tonight's the premiere.
Right.
And it's starting to feel more real when all of this is happening. Because I think I was in my own, like, little bubble when I was filming it.
Right.
Whereas I was, you know, it was in the middle of the pandemic. I was in London.
I remember you were leaving to London.
Yeah.
You were like, about to go straight to
Yep, like, it was intense. Like, every single day I'd be in the gym at, like, 4 a.m., then stunts, then in the air, then in the water.
Did you do a mermaid school kind of thing?
Yes, I did. I had these beautiful synchronized swimmers teach me how to be graceful, like a mermaid would be. And then I did some diving work. It was like I was thrown into this whole training period of being a mermaid.
Right.
So it was so cool, but I worked very, very hard. And I was in my own little bubble. So now, seeing it come out and everything, I auditioned for this film when I was 18 years old. And I turned 23 this year in March. So it's,
What?
yeah. Yeah, it's been 5 years of my life. And it's been those transformative years, especially of me
Ooh.
turning into blooming still into the woman that I am today, and still continuing to grow. But it's funny because when I look at the footage, I'm like, she was a different person. Like,
Really?
yeah, I feel like she's like completely way different. And I came out on the other side a lot stronger, a lot more aware of myself, a lot more confident in my abilities. And yeah.
So you would say that maybe in this process or through this process in this time period, you were maybe finding your own voice.
Yes, absolutely. I was absolutely finding my own voice. And Ariel, funnily enough, helped me find Halle's voice. Because coming out of this film, I felt like, wow, I know exactly what I want for myself. I know who I am now independently on my own.
Right.
And that was such a big thing for me.
Speaking of the voice, do you know when you are singing, I am killing this? Like, do you know?
No. Oh my gosh. Don't start.
Halle, don't play with me.
Please don't start.
Do you know when you are like, I'm about to shut them down. They're not ready. Do you know, or is it like, is it based on the energy you get back when you find out, like, oh, I just killed that?
Oh, well, thank you, number one. That's dramatic, but thank you.
It is not.
But
it is true.
I literally.
Y'all gonna tell her. You're gonna tell her the same thing in 2 weeks. Watch.
But I will say that singing is, my first love. That is what I feel. I know I'm good at and comfortable in.
Okay.
So when it came to being able to redo the songs, I was very excited. And what I was really excited about was the fact that Rob Marshall allowed me to have creative freedom. I mean, my ear is to music, and
you were able to put your own kind of like spin on it.
Yep, I was able to put my own spin on it. I was able to riff, and they were like, "Yeah, keep going, we're keeping all of that." And I was like, "Really? Like, I don't have to straighten it out or anything?" They're like, "No, keep going." I'm like, "Okay, wonderful." So I felt like I was seen and could flourish in especially the musical part of the film.
And make her your own.
Yeah, and make her my own, definitely.
That does not happen often.
Yeah, it doesn't.
And especially with like these legacy characters,
yes.
like sing the song like we wrote it.
Yes, exactly.
Sing the song like we wrote it.
So I was so grateful for that.
What would you say is something about this process that would surprise people to know?
Ooh.
Right? Or in your experience that would surprise people to know?
I guess people would be surprised to know how, physically intense it was.
Yeah, you said blood and sweat.
Yeah, blood, sweat, and tears. Like, it was physical.
Really?
Yeah, imagine, having to, plank or pretend, it was all this core work, right? When I would be on the wires or in the harness, I'd have to be in the air and, doing a swimming motion. And, even though I'm shaking because I have to hold myself up, I have to act and look like it's natural, it's fine. And then I have to sing. And then I have to put all those facial expressions right. So it was a lot of things to think about.
You were in the air?
Yes. So
what?
For a lot of the blue screen work, I would be in a harness and I would be sustained in the air, and this beautiful stunt team would hold my legs together so they would be able to simulate the tail and put in the CGI afterwards. And I would kind of just have to be on my side, and it was like a plank, and it was a lot of core strength. But it was all of that with trying to act natural and look like, yeah, I do this every day.
I got this, no problem.
Yeah. So
oh my God, I live in this water.
Yeah, I think people would be like, oh, they wouldn't know that.
I had no idea that you were in the air.
Yeah.
That is fascinating. The transformation I want to touch on really quickly, because your locks were still front and center.
Yes.
And red, this beautiful red hue. Yes. What did it feel like to be in that skin as Ariel for the first time?
Yes, it was so cool to be able to have red hair for this role. And I was really happy with the fact that they made her like a natural redhead. It wasn't as, vibrant, which I think was okay, because we're doing a live action. It's supposed to be realistic. And, I was really happy. It was cool for me also to see myself with a different hair color, because all my life I've just had, brown hair. So it was exciting for me to see.
Is something you maybe would try again?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. There is so much love for you.
Yeah.
And when you talk about barriers, we were talking about earlier, barriers being broken, I know one of your very, very good friends is also breaking a major barrier. She broke it as Tinkerbell.
I love me some Halle. We've grown up together from grown-ish to this moment. So it's really special that we get to have this kind of shared moment together. I know that she's going to be absolutely magical.
Oh, I love yours so much. That is so sweet of her to say, yeah.
I mean, it's real. Y'all really have, though, kind of grown up with each other.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. I love her so much.
What is it like to see your friends, winning this way?
Yeah, I mean, it's truly a beautiful thing. And I think for Yara in particular, I think that she's always been just a beautiful human being. You can just see the light in her. It's just one of those people that you meet, you're like, she's gonna go far. And she's always been so intelligent, smart, all of the above. So it's been a beautiful thing to be able to watch her flourish as well. And I think we did a panel together the other day where we're talking about these things and how it's very surreal and overwhelming to the both of us. And we're just grateful, honestly.
I want to share it with you, and I'll let you go.
Yeah.
Melissa was just sitting in that chair.
Yes.
Your Aunt Ursula.
Yeah, Auntie Ursula.
And she said, of course, she is an incredible performer. Of course, she is a beautiful actress. But it is the human that she is that makes her magic.
Oh,
It is the
wow.
human that she is that I got to know, that I got to see, that brings you to tears.
Wow.
And I feel like we need to be sharing more of that. We need to let people know that's the impact that they have on us.
Yeah.
And that's the impact that you had on one of the greats.
That's so nice that she would say that. I
It was
can't believe
really
that.
beautiful.
Wow.
And she meant it. You could tell she meant it.
Wow.
So
Well, I
I'm
love
sure.
her so much. I learned so much from her on that set. Like, she's just a beautiful human being inside and out, for sure.